So, been a fan since childhood. Uh, at what point did you decide I gotta do wrestling? Were you an athlete beforehand? Did you get to
Yeah,
grow up playing any
yeah. I
sports?
played baseball, basketball, soccer. My not soccer probably 2 years. I didn't really like it. And I wasn't very good at it, but I was really good at baseball. I excelled in baseball. I liked basketball. Was a mediocre basketball player, but I loved baseball. I wrestled freshman year in high school, but it really wasn't for me. I wanted to be, jumping off the ropes and slamming guys' heads into turnbuckles. So I did that freshman year, but I would say by the time I was like 10 or 11, I was like, this is what I want to do.
You just gotta go for it. Whatever your gut
Absolutely.
tells you, you do it. And so, training. Let's talk about how you got your start, foot in the
Sure.
door. Uh, Explain to me the training process because it's different for everyone. I mean, but I'd
Yeah.
imagine it's very hard.
Oh yeah, it was brutal. Iron Mike Sharp opened up a wrestling school in Bricktown, New Jersey, and we had just moved to Brick maybe about a year prior. So the school was literally 5 minutes from my house. So I remember I went down there, and I was only 16. They wouldn't let me sign. They said I had to come back when I was 17. I had to have parents' permission. So my dad had to come with me. It was actually February 18th, 1992. It was the first day I started training, and I met Crowbar, Devin Storm, Chris Ford. He was there my first night. Uh, Chris Candido, Balls Mahoney. They had lived over in Spring Lake, which is maybe 2 towns over, and they were there a lot. It was every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 o'clock till whenever we decided to leave, pretty much. And yeah, I was 160 pounds soaking wet with bricks in my pocket. I mean, I uh, I was probably the absolutely smallest guy in that school.
Really?
Um, now it wouldn't stick out at all. I mean, but back then, it was the land of the giants. I mean, everybody was massive, massive.
Like 250,
Um,
260 pounds. I mean,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm about 220 now. I'm actually considered a bigger guy now, which I laugh at. I don't consider myself that at all. But I mean, back then it was just, I really had to kick and punch and scrape to show them that I really wanted it. I remember one day during training, and we trained in a boxing ring too. It wasn't a wrestling ring, so it was extra brutal. But I remember one day I took this bump and I get this big knot on my elbows. It swelled up probably like the size of a grapefruit. And I remember sitting there and I'm icing it, and I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I could take these guys are so big, and they're just beating the hell out of me. But I was like, you know what? I've wanted this for years. This is all I wanted to do, and I stuck with it. I worked through the pain, and I think I gained a lot of respect from a lot of those guys. And from there on out, it was wrestling, wrestling, wrestling. And there's a guy, Jeff Bukance, up in Livingston, New Jersey, and he was a fencer in the Maccabean Games, which is like the Jewish Olympics, and he wanted to raise money for his team to go over to Israel. So he actually came down to the school. He wanted to run a wrestling event, but he actually wanted to be on the event. He wanted to put himself in the main event. So he came down. It was him. He was teaming with Ken Patera. He was friends with Ken Patera against Mike Sharp and the Iron Sheik. So me and Ace Darling, Mike Moraldo, which I know you're familiar with him.
mm-hmm. Had him on the
Um,
show before.
Yep. So like I joined in February. I think he joined in March, just a few weeks after I did. We've been friends ever since. Um, but we were in the ring, we were training, and Jeff came up to us. He's like, "Wow, you guys are really good. You want to be on my show?" And we're like, "Yeah, absolutely, definitely." So that was our very first paid show, and he had a lot of legends on there. He had Killer Kowalski, Baron Mike Cicluna, Dominic DeNucci, all these old time Baron von Roschke. Um, so we did the show. He paid us $100, and we're like, "Wow, this is great!" Like we made it. were we in for a rude awakening? We started getting booked on real shows and got our paydays. That $100 would take a long time to come by again.
You're rubbing shoulders with some huge names in the industry.
Oh yeah.
Any pieces of advice that you got from your trainers early on that still stick with you today?
When you're new, you're in the locker room, go shake everybody's hand, say hi to everybody, sit in the corner, shut your mouth. Don't talk unless you're spoken to. Uh, Whoever you're working with, wait for them. Obviously go up, introduce yourself. Hey, I'm so and so. I'm going to be working with you tonight. I just wanted to say hi. Then wait for them to come to you. Don't think you know everything. The second you think you know everything, just hang your boots up because like 33 years in the business, I'm still learning. I take everything as a learning opportunity. You can never know everything. It's pompous and egotistical to think that you can. You can know a lot, but you're never going to know everything. But I would say, yeah, just listen and watch every match, especially if you're new. Stand at that curtain and watch every match. Then maybe have a couple veterans, ask them, hey, do me a favor. I'm new in the business. Maybe you can watch my match night and give me some pointers. And but I would say, yeah, that and just listen to the guys and they know what they're doing. If you think you might know what works, but it might not. You got to listen to that crowd. That's what a lot of the young guys, don't know. They want to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it don't always work. So you got to kind of learn to work on the fly. You got to be versatile and just be open. Have an open mind about things.